Dealerships suck at selling cars, but buyers suck at buying them. So how do we fix that? If you don't know who I am, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car industry most of my adult life, done sales, done finance. Now I negotiate car deals. Enough about me. Let's talk about these tips. I think we can all agree that 95% of people who buy a car just hate the process. And we can complain all day about how dealers suck or why they're out to get us. But in reality, I was always taught we should look inward to try to find solutions. So I want to talk to you guys about some tips that you can do better in order to find the car of your dreams and get a better deal. So let's get into it. 40 to 60% of people who buy a car have buyer's remorse. It's a scary statistic. It means the majority of people who walk into a dealership is going to regret the purchase after. And sure, it's partially because of the dealership's fault because they are trained to sell what's on their lot. And we really can't blame them for that. So how do we fix that on ourselves? That's because we need to learn how to do our own needs assessment. People always mix up the needs versus the wants. Your needs is how I describe this to my clients is your why. Why are you buying a car? Normally when you go to look to buy a car, there's an aha moment. A moment where you say, oh shoot, I need a new vehicle. I want you to kind of, when that moment happens, refer back to it and I want you to write down the reason why. It might be that you're loading camping gear in the back of your car and it all just doesn't fit. It could be that it was snowing outside and your car went crazy. I don't care what the reason is, write down your reason why. And when you have to make a decision on a car and you're lost and you're confused, you can look back at that why and say, does this car answer my why? If it does, it's going to be a solid decision for you. I've seen so many people that want an all-wheel drive car because the snow is bad, and because something happens and a salesperson's convincing, they end up buying a car. Don't be that person. Number 2, learn how to calculate your own payments. This is not hard. You can pull up an auto loan calculator online, or you can pull up a lease calculator. I have videos on both, but learn how to calculate your own payment. You should not be negotiating a car deal based on payment. You should be negotiating on out the door. That is the best way to know if you're getting a good deal. There's too many things a dealership can impact when it comes to payment, and there's a reason why they keep trying to steer you to payment because they make more profit that way. So understand how to calculate your own payment, understand what interest rates are available, get pre-approved, and when you do that, you're gonna get a better deal in your next car. This goes with tip number 1, but do not rush the shopping phase. The amount of people that I've talked to, when I talk to clients, say, hey, I wanna buy this car, they come to me and say, Tommy, negotiate this car. The first question I always ask them is, what do you like about it? It almost takes people back. Well, it's nice. I say, okay, well, what do you like when you drive it? I ask these questions. And some people might say, Tommy, you're just supposed to negotiate the car. Why in the world are you asking these questions? Because I truly believe in my services being a way to reinvent the way we buy a car, which means we need to have somebody looking out for us to make sure we're buying the right car. The amount of times I've talked to a client, they want to buy one car, we've had a little chat, we test drive a few cars, and we go through the shopping phase properly, and they find a full different car. It's incredible. I think at the dealership level, it's about 70% of people who walk in wanting to buy one car ends up buying a different car. It's because we don't understand the shopping phase. The shopping phase, and we're looking at cars and we're not rushing through that process and we're trying to find the right vehicle for us without focusing on price. Sure, price has some guidance on making sure we look at it. We're not gonna look at a Bentley with a $40,000 budget. But that being said, we're not gonna go to numbers every single dealership. We're only test driving, then leaving. We're not having an appraiser trade. We're not going to numbers. Go to dealerships, test drive them, put yourself in that shopping phase and find the right vehicle for you. Don't be afraid to ask for something you don't want. I know this is something small, but the amount of people that might say, you know what, I don't like the tires are worn too much. I don't like the brakes. I don't like how this looks. I wish it had tint. Whatever that reason being, if you're stuck in a negotiation and things won't happen with a payment, but there's something wrong with this car for whatever reason and it can be fixed, just negotiate on that. The amount of people that get stuck on price and say, I guess I'm done, I'll just buy it. When dealerships are more than willing to negotiate on other things when need be. The cost to put a tint on a dealership is extremely low. Maybe that tint is not as high quality, but if you can get that thrown in for free and that's something that holds you back and it saves you a few $100, then that's a win. If you need new tires on the car, and again, the dealership's gonna get these much cheaper, so because of that, they might be more than willing to negotiate on that. So understand that if something isn't perfect and you just want 1 or 2 things to close a deal, just ask. Don't give up or don't fold. Final tip, and I'm leaving it at the end because I know this is the thing I preach the most, and I wanted to make sure that people, if they're gonna watch 3 minutes of this video, got some really good value on it, but this is probably the most important thing. But I know I've preached it 1,000 times, so you've probably heard it if you've seen more than one of my videos, which is competition drives price. I don't care about the BS that dealership says is presence is power. It's not. I'm sorry, guys. Realistically, just think about it. Why is Amazon such a big competitor compared to every mom and pop store? It's because competition. People are willing to pay less price than support a small business, as bad as that sounds. Now, realistically, if we're talking about quality differences, we can go on into a million things. But there's a reason why a majority of Americans shop at Amazon. It's because competition drives prices down to where it's affordable for everybody. That's how competition works. That is how supply and demand works. And for the last 3 years, there's been way more demand than there has been supply, and now the tables have flipped. So use competition, negotiate with multiple different dealerships. Don't negotiate with one. Sit on your couch and negotiate a car deal. You're gonna get a guaranteed better car deal. Again, I guarantee it. If you guys like content like this, I want you to like, follow, subscribe. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. Thank you guys so much. Have a great holiday and have a great day.